everybody, to the ATX Comedy Report. I think that's the name that we settled on.
This week in comedy. Oh, yeah, you are live now.
Okay.
All right, and there's our display of what it looks like. So, it's just your big face.
That's my big, stupid face.
Yeah, and my retarded-ass face there. All right.
Well, big shout-out to April doing sound and running the show.
Yes, thank you, April.
All right. Yeah.
We got the animals with her. We got the dog and the cat helping produce the show as well in the background there. Mm-hmm. All right, man. So last week in comedy, it's quite a few things happened for me. Anything happened for you?
Well, why don't you start by telling me what's going on? Yeah.
Well, last week I ended up. Let's see. Last Thursday I ended up at the Velveeta room on the standby list.
Yeah.
And went on 10th, and that was a full room. That was my first real big full show.
Yeah.
Crushed it. The host Hunter, he after I came off, he's like, "Dude, that was awesome. How many years you been doing this?" I said, "A few weeks." He goes, "Oh wow."
Nice.
So yeah, I felt pretty good.
Hunter Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter's great. He's one of my favorites over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And great job with the Velveeta room. Heck,
Yeah, it was
one
cool.
of my favorite places to play in Austin.
Yeah. Then let's see. Monday, of course, Kill Tony was off, and then am I displaying us loud? So Monday we had us Monday Kill Tony was off like last week, and then which was yesterday for us.
Yeah.
I ended up doing Shakespeare's and Woodrow's, and both of those shows were great. We had audience members there too. Did you ask me something, or did I just start going into that?
Oh no, you'd asked me if some things had happened for me recently, and mentioned that some things had happened for you. So I said, why don't you tell me what?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was doing that. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. It's still a little early for me. But yeah, so we had a couple good audience shows this week. Not just Creek in the Cave, but actually some real shows that had some good audience members in it. How about you, man? Where did you end up this week at all? Anything good? Anything popping?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for a new place to host the Minute to Win It mic on Mondays.
Okay.
So I stopped by Buckshot yesterday, and it seems like the staff are really cool and down with it. But when I went to the manager meeting last month, the guy who owns the place, he just kind of like instantly gave me a sort of standoffish thing. But the staff told me that they thought that my pitch was good and everything.
Okay.
But he's just not really that open to doing comedy, so I'm not really going to try and bark up a tree too
Oh,
hard.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Because that place would be perfect for
It
it's
would
right
be
next door.
perfect. It'd get like 30, 40 more people in. People would be buying drinks. But, I mean, this guy is like, his opinion is his opinion, so what are you going to do about it? Yeah.
Next to Coyote Ugly is another place that seems like they're looking for some stuff happening. What is that? It's like a shot place also.
I'm not sure what it's called, but I'll check there.
It's right next door to it.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they're always trying to get people in there, and they're always really barking, trying to pull people in. So they might be more willing to get a crowd in there.
Okay. I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that thought.
Yeah.
Let's see. However, something that's really cool that hasn't officially happened yet, so I'm not going to mention the name of the venue or anything,
Okay.
is a place a place downtown said that they wanted to do comedy every week, and for their place to be sort of like an early evening warm-up spot for comics in Austin. So we're probably going to do Friday at 6 p.m. I'm going to be hosting over there.
That's a great time.
Yeah. It is a good time. It's not a very busy time. Going to be able to invite some people out, and so I'm gonna I'll be able to tell more about it, because the manager meeting is today when they're going to talk about that.
Are you going to do an actual show, or are you going to do an open mic?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, but I think the way, excuse me, that I'm initially going to do it.
We hit some weed earlier. Sorry, guys. For those listening.
Yeah. CBD, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, but they. Right. So I think the way that I'm going to do it is that I'm going to invite out. I'm going to invite out certain people to come do time toward the beginning, people who I know are like quite good. And then, and then I can open it up to the open mic. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do like an online sign up of the open mic and keep that, and keep that list a little bit curated, or just have it all be truly open.
Yeah.
Like all the rest of my mics are just like totally open to everybody. Yeah.
I like how they do, is it Sundays where they the drop-in mic where they have bucket spots. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. Where if somebody doesn't show up, then you pull a bucket name and whatnot. It kind of keeps everybody in the room where they're have to pay attention. Yeah,
there is that. But at the same time, I feel like when I'm in the position of being in the bucket, I'm sort of being held hostage.
That's what I just said. You have to wait.
Yeah, but and the thing is, I don't want to do that to anyone else.
I gotcha. So. It does help the venue, being in there, helps drink sales and stuff, of course. But the comics do feel like they have to wait, and then if they don't get called, there's some animosity, I'm sure. So having a curated list does help for that.
Yeah, so I'll either have a curated list or it'll be totally open mic. But I think what I want to do with this one is have it be at least the earlier part. If not the entire thing is going to be, people invited out. Yeah, to say like, hey, come do some time here. It's a great venue.
So get to know Derek. Get on the show there. It's the secret show that's coming up.
Or mostly be a person who does comedy, which not only makes people laugh but doesn't make people uncomfortable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, which I'm saying is like,
You don't want anybody else walking out of venues again, huh? Is that the?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as little as possible, and I think something that I've been so something that I've been learning is like some people think like, okay, so like you're comics, so you can say whatever you want. It's like, no, you actually have like the business that you're at to consider. Right.
Yeah. There's a standards and practices, I guess, for the venue that you would be.
Yeah. It's just like part of getting along in the larger world, no matter who you are. It's
right.
widening your view of what's going on.
Yeah. There are some people who it's free speech. I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I say.
Yeah, and those people will probably wind up really frustrated if they, just combine that with pigheadedness. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a cocky thing more than a confidence thing. And then you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, you can get to know me, everybody, wherever you are.
Everybody in this room. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, your dogs sure were friendly.
Yeah, they like to greet.
Yeah. So go ahead. Did you have something?
No, I was gonna say. So that's cool that you're having a new venue, possibly new signups for existing comedians and also drop-ins for. Mm-hmm. For new comics too. That's cool, man. Keeping it a good mix I like that.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's going to happen. I'm just approaching it tentatively, not making any definite plans until we actually get the thing going, and then but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Any good shows happen this week for you?
Let's see. In terms of things that I'm booked on.
Ooh, actual bookings.
Oh, I might have some. Bookings, I think, and I'll share about this in a second, I think are not that important when you're starting out. But no, I don't have any bookings this week. But something I'm looking forward to is if we get a spot for the Minute to Win It mic, to bring that back for the next Kill Tony Day.
Yeah, and that's going to be this Monday, October 31st. He's going to be back. So that'd be interesting if you can get it this week.
I'll try that place right next to Coyote Ugly. Also, if anybody knows a place, please help me out. Let me know, because I was before I heard about the Coyote Ugly thing. I'd basically given up hope. So
definitely give Derek some hope. That's Derek Dimpfl. That's his Instagram. DEREK DIMPFL.
And that was a project where I was mostly just really doing it for other people to have the opportunity to do it, but then also to give myself practice hosting, because the venue where I was doing it, and I probably just need to email their manager, but like for the last 6 months or so they hadn't paid me. Like they'd bring me in every couple months in order to like crunch the numbers and pay me, but like they weren't paying me on the regular, and so it.
Oh no! So they weren't paying you, and then they said, you know what? Let's not do this.
Yeah, and so at this point it's like
whatever,
unless I can find a place that's at least enthusiastic about the thing.
Yeah, that's definitely important. It's crazy because the drink prices are so high on 6th Street, anyways. Mm-hmm. You think that just anybody coming in and participating, mm-hmm. They're gonna generate some money regardless. Right. I mean, I know a lot of comics do drink water, but not everybody. And I do drink water sometimes too when I'm fucking broke, but not every time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. I appreciate that about you. I've noticed that, sort of across the board where you are, is like you make a point to financially contribute and participate in the businesses where these things are at, and I think that's commendable, yeah.
I think all open micers should do that, really. If you can, definitely support the venues that are supporting us, because that's very important, so we can keep on coming back and doing those type of things, yeah.
Yeah, keep the people there happy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see, did anything weird or, like, kind of fun happen to you this week?
So, normal 6th Street stuff, but it's every day is kind of a weird walk when you walk through there.
Yeah, just naked people shouting.
Just naked people shouting, fighting. It's interesting to see what the cops do out there. I saw a guy yesterday get in his car, pull out right in front of a cop, cut across 4 lanes of traffic, go to the highway. And the cop just turned left. All right.
The guy has somewhere to be.
Yeah. It's interesting what they do pursue down there.
Yeah, honestly, I've become a lot less worried about getting pulled over as I've continued to drive in Texas.
Yeah, it's not so much. If you have a expired registration, that's the only thing that they're really pulling you over for, I notice. I see, because they have those cameras on there so they can read the tags. They don't have to do any work anymore. Yeah. So it just tells them, hey, this car's expired.
Just once you hear bip.
Yeah, they just pull that person over. So as long as your tags
that's what being a cop in Texas is now. That'd be a really funny TV show, honestly. It'd just be like Pulp Fiction style conversation, and then the occasional bip.
We got one. Yeah. Everybody just speeding by, shooting out. They have a shootout, it's no problem.
Yeah.
But this one didn't register.
The first guy they pull over could be played by Steve Buscemi. That's gonna go great.
Oh yeah, even like from the Fargo scene, just kind of like little. You know what I'm talking about, Fargo?
That's like the Tombstone.
No. So Fargo, Steve Buscemi and this other guy, they go to a small town in North Dakota called Fargo to rob a bank, I think, or something like that, and everything just goes wrong. It just keeps on going wrong. But they get pulled over. It's interesting. It's a very popular scene where the cop pulls him over and Steve Buscemi's actually driving. So I thought that's what you were referring to.
Oh, okay. No. I was just thinking Steve Buscemi is the kind of person who I think would make a hilarious scene being pulled over.
Well, yeah.
He's just like this complainy kind of guy. Yeah.
Woody Allen without the marrying the daughter type, huh? Kind of Woody Allen without marrying the daughter.
What? Is Woody Allen really whiny?
Yeah. That's how I see him.
David.
Yeah, I've never really seen Steve Buscemi as whiny, but I get it. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm
especially
thinking
Mr. Pink.
All the different times where he's just like lost his shit at people as like in his acting roles.
Yeah.
Like there's the one guy that it was like the military people who come and tell that your son is dead, and there was one there that he lost his shit, and then in The Island he did, and I don't know if in The Big Lebowski it was mostly that other guy losing his shit.
Yeah, Walter lost his shit.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie! You're out of your element.
Yeah. No, he was more the piss on there.
Yeah. He was more the piss taker. Yeah.
That's Steve Buscemi does have a pretty interesting career though. I liked him in of course all of Tarantino's films, but even like the Adam Sandler stuff he does, like just the homicide.
Yeah, he does funny stuff too. Yeah. He's a good comic actor, and and I feel like as he's gotten older, he's become like more sophisticated and interesting, and also a little bit more mellow as a person. Yeah. But also his looks have mellowed out, which God bless him. He now looks less like a frog.
His skin's starting to come together now.
Yeah, he actually looks better. He's got this Benjamin Button shit going on. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. He's growing into his face.
Yeah, exactly. It took a long time. Very late bloomer. So,
what about you, man? Anything weird happened to you this week?
Anything weird? I can't say that too much weird stuff would have happened to me because I haven't been out of the house as much. I've been laying a little bit more low.
That's kind of weird for me, though.
Actually, yeah, it is weird for me. But there was something weird at the Gordo's mic this last Thursday.
I was there.
Yeah, but at the end, you weren't there at the very end.
So let me tell you my side of the story before you even tell your story, because I think I know what happened.
Okay.
There was a guy in the street outside trying to get hit by a car. Hit by cars.
No. Oh, you're talking about the homeless guy? Well, that was a weird thing.
I
was
around
talking about something else, but you're absolutely right that objectively speaking, what you're talking about is a weirder thing. So there was a lot of weird things, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, there was a guy butt-ass naked, out in the street, lying down in the road, just, I mean, maybe not actively pleading to be run over, but, being in that.
Yeah, well, when I left, he was actually running in front of cars and trying to get hit by cars.
So he was...
cars were stopping. I was like, "Fuck this!" I just drove past. I went in the double yellow line and just went real fast. And he comes running at the car full speed. I just like honk the horn and just go past. But he's coming at me.
So he was just trying to
get hit. Yeah. So I went around him real fast though. I gave him a little thrill. But
then, all right. Well, fortunately, the fire department eventually, you want to give him a little taste of the reality. Yeah.
I was like, if you really want this,
and then that could sober people up.
That's what I was hoping for. Right? I guess not.
Yeah.
He took more clothes off. Huh?
Like any time in my life that I've sort of started to feel like I can really take a lot, suddenly something takes it out of me in a unexpected way. Like, I'm a wimp.
You get in a fight, you get hit, and like, oh, well, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me, but I don't like that feeling either.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a shock.
So what was the weird thing that happened inside Gordo's?
Yeah, so after... so at the end, okay, so I'll back up. Partway through, this group showed up. It was sort of like two older gentlemen and an older lady and a younger lady.
The door's open. Yeah, there's some background, like a race car in the background.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it was a vuvuzela or like some spooky Halloween music.
That's some outside noises.
Okay,
sorry, guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, these people, they showed up. Did you remember that table, like the sort of older table over?
Oh
Yeah. And so they sort of came in and sat down and got, into all of it with the kind of sense that they were intentionally not participating with what was going on. Right. The show, right? And so, and that's fine. But the thing is that at every point they had the opportunity to take their seats inside,
right.
to choose not to sit outside. Because if they weren't, if they knew that they were not going to like this kind of thing, why would they sit outside? Because that those were the types of people that they were, people who had already decided that they didn't like it.
Yep.
And so, like people who wanted everyone's humor to be catered to them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, the world doesn't work that way. So I'll explain what actually happened.
Okay.
Given too much context. Is that, let's see, yes, at the end, I was just wrapping up, doing a little bit of time after everybody.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to, the other people around, and then I was talking to some other people who were right behind them,
Uh-huh.
And those people wanted me to engage them, and they were saying oh, keep going, I'm like, okay, that's great. But then suddenly I'm in the awkward position of talking directly to them, which is right through this.
Right, so you're talking over okay.
Well, and I don't mind doing that because
but they were talking over the comments all night anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't ingratiated to them, but I wanted to make an effort to engage them, but I was also not trying to engage them. I was trying to engage the people behind them, right?
Okay.
But eventually they, being conscious of the fact that I'm putting my attention and my energy
in their direction,
my conversation exactly in that direction, is they start to engage me. And and so maybe it would have been an intelligent decision on my part to, like, when the people right behind them said keep going, to say, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I do want to keep going with you guys. Could you guys move over to the left here? It's like,
make the move.
it would. I think it would be smart, but maybe smarter. But I eventually wound up getting entangled with these people, and while I was talking to them, the people behind, they wound up leaving.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it's just. But it's whatever. But they were obviously not wanting to participate the entire night, and so I was just trying to,
So the people that wanted to participate ended up leaving because the people who didn't want to participate.
Yeah, and so I was just trying to do some crowd work with them. It's like, hey man, who are you out with here? Is this your wife? And I pointed at the lady who was closer to his age, the older lady, because he was older than both of them. And then he was like, this is my wife. He was pointing at the younger lady. It was like really gross the way he was doing it. Yeah, and then and I was like, okay, then who else are you out with? Out with? Is his sister, mother, whatever? Like your
Who's this?
And he said, oh, and this over here, that's my pastor. And I'm like, well, yeah, now the mystery is solved. I already knew you people were uptight fucking Christian dickwads,
So why are
But, I already knew that, but now you've just given me, now you've just revealed it. And it's like, all right, I was like, it's like, oh, appreciate you all came out. I know you, weren't really with it the whole time, but, and like, or maybe I'd said something like, that explains why you were offended by my use of the word fuck. That's what I said. And then the preacher, just with no sense of humor at all, he was like, he sort of turned around. He was like, I wasn't offended by it because of the word. I was offended by it because it wasn't funny.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, everybody else laughing makes it not funny, huh?
Yeah.
And so, and I was like, God damn, well, that was unnecessarily hostile. But I'm like, all right, preacher man, I hear you, but like, what kind of pastor are you? You Methodist, you Lutheran, you Presbyterian,
right?
And then he turns around, he like shouts over his shoulder, like, pick one. And I was like,
not a preacher,
You picked one.
Yeah.
So he's not a preacher?
That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, that was your... Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he's just a pastor, like a leader of, non-denominational type.
Yeah, he tries to fuck as many of their women as possible.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Got it.
On the right side of the cult,
Yeah. No, Anyways, so he's like, pick one, and I'm like, well, you picked one. That's why I'm asking you. It's like, and then. And then he got, let's see, what was it that got him really hot under the collar? He was like, I was like, you picked one, like, why don't we just talk normally like human beings? And then, I can't remember what he said, but I wound up losing to that. I was like, well,
fuck you anyways.
I was like, I know you put on a sorrier show for your, for whatever dumbass people are stupid enough to follow you, every Sunday, keep the lights on in your building or whatever. I've sort of lost the thread of what actually happened, but anyway,
it was just an awkward moment that was built up. You had to get it out. That's cool. We had 5 people watching when you got it out.
Okay.
Naples Stan said some stuff about Steve Buscemi earlier.
Oh, yeah?
His eyes, take away Buscemi's eyes, he's a regular guy. Dude's trying to get a meal ticket. And then he just said equal opportunity child predator for your preacher guy.
Oh, gotcha. Appreciate it. Yeah. He's Steve Buscemi. Hey, I'm not trying to get in the way between him and his food.
That's funny. He's got to make his money. What Naples Stan is saying. That's why we have some viewers, though. We have some people watching us right now. It's cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live stream of our second ever actual broadcast, guys.
Yeah, fun.
Participate. I'll try to read your comments and get back to you.
Are there any things that? Are there more comments you wanted to go to?
Kristen Bueller says religious debate is in our future, Derek. So
religious what?
Religious debate is in our future.
Maybe it is. Oh,
He's saying that you guys should talk.
are you in disagreement with me about my views on religion, even though I've not said anything actually about them?
It looks like he wants to have a fun conversation.
Oh
with you.
yeah, Christian. Oh, I know that you're a Christian. I get it.
It's in his name. He has to.
It is in his name. But yeah, my sister Emily, who was Christian before she transitioned, was has definitely not turned out to be that. So it's not. I'll be more intellectually nimble than that hack for sure. Well, here's the thing, Christian. That preacher guy did not engage me at all about religion. So so we didn't even talk about it. He and I
just talk about fuck. That's all.
right. He said, I laughed. Yeah, I didn't laugh because it wasn't funny, and I was like, well. You can take a hike.
Yeah. So that's funny, man. He says he'll be more intellectually nimble than that hack for sure.
Yeah, Christian, I don't want to have a debate about the existence or non-existence of God with you. However, I'm happy to have a conversation about what this all means, maybe. I don't know.
Right on. Yeah, that's all about open conversation. That's the thing about being a comic is, we put our opinions out there. We're the only ones on stage, but it's good to have an open conversation like this too.
Well, but I could also understand, speaking of the way that you say things causing people to form an opinion, which is just part of the communication process, part of comedy. So I can understand how somebody listening to that would think that I'm in some way. I am in some way anti-religion. Just I'm not totally anti-religion. Actually, I think it's great that most people are doing.
Well, let's talk about your sister, who was very religious.
Why should we talk about it?
Well, you mentioned it.
I did mention
it. You brought it up, so.
But I was just connected. Yeah. All right. Now let's. All right. We can talk about it.
I was just curious. Well, you guys grew up religious?
Yeah, we did.
What religion were you guys?
It was just various flavors of Protestant Christianity.
Yeah, so, speaking in tongues sometimes, or just
I
more
came to that
hymnal?
after college, actually, and
so
actually got into it myself.
More straight-laced, no colors type Christian?
Yeah, not exactly no colors, but yeah, very conservative.
Okay, I got you, man.
But I can understand how someone listening to the way that I was talking to that pastor, and I didn't even articulate the end of the conversation well at all, would think that I'm in some way like one of those militant atheist people, which is not true.
Which I know not. That's why I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, give a little more background on you, man.
Yeah. So various flavors of Protestants. Sorry, you just asked something else.
Yeah. So no, you said your sister is obviously not Christian anymore. What does she identify as now? It's more on this.
I really don't know. Because the two of us are not close enough to actually
you guys don't
talk and know anything about each other right now.
So you guys don't talk that much right now?
No. Anything I hear about her is news from other people in my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that is that after the transition or?
That's developed since the transition. I was never in any way non-accepting of her transition, and maybe she actually doesn't understand that because her opinions toward me were already so set as something before but she probably she may have assumed that I had some reservations or uncomfortabilities about it because of I think I was still somehow Christian affiliated with Christianity at that time.
Okay.
But I was 100% accepting of her then.
Well, that's good enough. Oh, now we put it out there. Maybe she'll see this and.
I doubt it, but that's a sweet thought.
Maybe be a little more accepting of you.
Yeah, because I'd like to have a good relationship with both my siblings.
That's cool.
There just has to be effort on both sides when you want to establish good communication with people. Yeah. Sort of if you want to establish good communication with the crowd, you and the crowd both need
to be
participating. Yeah.
Yeah. So she doesn't really. You've tried to reach out to her, but she really doesn't.
No. Yeah. I haven't reached out for a few years now. The reason being that for a period of about 5 years or so, I would send her emails to wish her happy birthday, Merry Christmas, things like that. and I didn't get any kind of reply for a whole 5 years, and so eventually, like, there was one year when I was going to do it, and I thought about, it and the way that it made me feel, and the way that, not being replied to for all that time made me feel. And I said, no, not this year, and I'll let her try and reach out to me if she wants to talk.
Right. Well, that's good, man. So you accept it, you let it go.
Yeah.
You don't need the relationship. If she wants to bring it forward, you're there for her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, man. That's a good way to do it. Not be spiteful or hateful, but just be open to
not at all.
letting her come around.
Yeah, I think that the two of us, if we could just get our mutual panties out of bunches or whatever, like, would actually have a lot to reminisce over.
That's cool.
and relate to and talk about. Like, we went through a lot of shit together, actually.
That's good, man. It'd be nice to rekindle that, and find out what's been going on with her lately. Yeah, I have a half brother as well, and I haven't talked to him. He transitioned into a dick when he was around 16, and ever since then I kind of stopped talking to him. But yeah.
Well, how can we get you talking to him now?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to be more accepting of his total dickness.
Yeah, well, my sister is a cunt.
I think that happens.
I don't mean that seriously, everybody.
Are you guys full siblings?
Yeah. Both of my siblings are full siblings, assuming that I'm not from the milkman or somebody.
Yeah. Are your parents still together?
No.
When did they get divorced?
Let's see. That'd be 16 years ago.
So, how old are you, man?
I'm 29. Yeah.
Okay, so it happened later in your life, almost 14 years.
Well,
when you're 14 years old. 13, 14?
I don't really feel I was very developed as a person at that time, though.
Right. Yeah. Well, I say a little bit later. It was still pretty young. My parents got divorced when I was like 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like it was that was young for me. But I guess
that's a big event around which to rotate a lot of your other life events. I get that.
Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah. So that's interesting, but obviously a lot of comics have divorced parents.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not. I don't expect any kind of woe is me thing. I think they never should have married in the first place. So good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many kids like us are going to be out there now with this new abortion laws,
I don't know. I haven't heard any bad stories arising from it yet.
It's like, I wish I was never born. Yeah, me too, but we couldn't do anything about it.
Right. We could vacuum you out of,
I wanted to, you fucker.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they should ever gotten together as a couple.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
No, yeah, I get it.
My
mom should never had me.
Yeah. But there was this one moment. I must have been my late teenage years or something, where like I realized it's like oh, they probably I don't think that they were in love. I don't think they ever should have gotten together. And I was like,
yeah.
I just negated my own existence. Yeah.
Are you the older one or the middle? Or?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. Okay,
Yeah.
so you
youngest are attention whores. It makes sense. Yeah.
The first one's usually not planned. The second one usually is, and the third one's kind of a surprise too, probably.
No, I think they were all
surprises.
All basically planned. Yeah.
All planned.
Yeah. Well, the two of them got together because they wanted to have children. I think that was really the main thing that got them together.
Oh.
And so I mean, my mom. Let's see. When they got together, she would have been 28 or like 27, 28. Yeah, and he would have been like 39, 40.
Oh, so you have older parents, way older parents.
They are way older.
Yeah.
When I was born, she was 36. He was 48. And they got together late. Yeah, got to it late.
Okay, so they were more mature, had careers and jobs and stuff. And,
Yeah.
That's cool.
But. They wanted to have kids. They wanted to be fucking and raising.
Yeah, they want to have some family.
And
that's
raising a family.
It's good to be wanted. That's nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I come from the opposite.
That's too bad.
That's all right.
Yeah, we didn't even ask for you, you fucker.
Yeah, no, that's how it was most of my life. I went too much like my dad, and my mom resented that part of me, I think, and it's just too much.
Yeah, that'll hurt being pushed away that way for sure.
Yeah, let's just call this therapy with the two of us now.
Hey,
we'll work this shit out.
I learned all the tricks. I was in 10 years of counseling. So,
Like in it, or
Oh no, like I was being counseled for 10 years, but the thing about like watching enough people do a thing is that if you watch it for long enough, you learn how to do it yourself.
Right.
And it was also was a little bit of an issue at one time that like most of my like genuine one-on-one, really good genuine one-on-one connections with people during a certain time of my life was with counselors.
Oh, really?
And so I learned to talk to people in the same way that counselors talk to people.
So your relationships are more patient-doctor relationships.
Well, sometimes I would turn it into that by accident, by asking people too many detailed and probing questions about how certain things made them feel or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and so then it, so I just like learned to dial it back. I'm like, okay.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't really ask how people feel because I really don't care. But I do ask, about situations. We had a deep conversation, but I didn't give a fuck how you felt about that.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, explain this not caring about how people feel the approach of life to me.
No, I'm very empathetic. I get emotional, just that emotional connection all the time. So I get how people feel a lot without really,
Yeah, and so, if you don't need to ask, then then you just
I get it. I tap
go
in
with the vibe. No, but that's an honest thing. Is like feelings, the emotional tone of somebody when you're in the same space as them.
Yeah.
They affect your energy somehow.
I think it helps with being on stage too. Be able to read a room, feel the room, and focus in on the energy of the group too. You
ever feel that feeling of when a comic says something and the whole group is back?
Everybody can feel that one. The air sucks in.
Like your diaphragm had a rubber band attached to it or something.
Like, ooh.
Yeah. And that's but then also like I think that there's a specific like actual kind of combination of emotional colors or emotional tones to like when comedy is going really well in a room.
No, you feel it. You feel the good energy, you feel the bad energy. You feed that room, and then like what the audience wants you to say next. Almost when you're in that connection, when you're in that flow.
Yeah, when you're in the pocket.
Yeah, you're talking with them.
The part.
Yeah. You're connecting. They're laughing. You're hitting the joke.
Yeah, then it becomes as if it's a conversation between two people.
Right, and it's between you and 200 people or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's really good, and that can be hard to achieve. Like in a lot of the environments where there are like a lot of distractions, the Velveeta room would be a good place to get the real connection.
Yeah, no, I did feel it there for sure. Especially because all the comics are in the back, and there's just a room full of actual people.
Right, people who walked off the street.
Yeah, and the door guy's calling them in. Hey, $5, come check out the show. They're actually selling.
Michael's a great door guy. Yeah. I like that guy a lot. I miss him so much because I haven't been out to the Velveeta room for so long. But I miss Michael. He's great.
Yeah, it was cool. That was my first time there, and I think I definitely will be going back. Even Thursdays, just to hang out and check it out. It's a cool little spot.
Yeah, I still recommend it to people. Yeah, I think it's great.
Well, cool, man. Well, I think we had a pretty good little conversation today. I don't see any reason to dive into something else too much unless you want to throw something else in there.
Well, I think the one thing that I want to reiterate is I'm really excited about this Friday thing that could be coming up in a couple weeks. I'll be hearing some more about that, so I'll keep you posted next week. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too, man. I want to get on that list if I get funny enough.
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right, cool, brother. Once again, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. We are ATX Comedy Review. That's our official name now. So like us here, like us at ATX Funny, and follow us next Tuesday. We'll see you then.
All right.
Thank you guys. Bye now. Cool.